David Menzies for Rebel News here in Windsor, Ontario. And folks, I'm standing outside the Ontario Court of Justice, and I was successful in getting some information in terms of what's happening with Cody D'Entremont, a.k.a. Desiree Anderson, a.k.a. the trans cat of Windsor. Now, you might recall the bizarre case of Cody D'Entremont going back more than a year ago. He went into a Windsor women's shelter under an alias, Desiree Anderson. He was identifying as female. For starters, folks, I want to have you take a look at a mugshot, if you will, of Cody D'Entremont. Does that resemble any woman, any female you've ever come across? But I digress. The tragedy was, within days of him being in that shelter, well, the inevitable happened. He allegedly sexually assaulted biological females. Now, last summer, we came to Windsor to get an update. We went to the shelter, and lo and behold, check out how we were treated by the woke 20-something female shelter employees. It's unbelievable. How does a biological male get into a female shelter, ma'am?
It was a transgender woman, so that's my only comment that I'm going to say about that.
Okay, but at the end of the day, that's a man, right?
Transgender woman.
Okay, but don't you see that there's an inherent danger?
That's my only comment. She's a transgender woman, so we take trans women here because they are women. So
we just find it is egregious and outrageous that you're essentially letting the fox into the hen house, a biological male with women who, well, let's face it, this is a safe space for real women, and you don't have a problem with that.
Also, it's not that. We also do have male clients here as well, if they're a part of a family unit. But when it comes to transgender women, they are still women, and we take things very seriously when things happen to our clients, and we go from there. But we do support trans women still, regardless, in general. So I'm not going to comment on this anymore.
Okay.
Because I am uncomfortable that you guys are filming here.
Okay.
Regardless of you guys being on public property, respectfully, I think you guys just need to carry on.
Well, Lady Lafrette's number, if you have any more questions, please don't film me. Thank you.
Well, you're in a public place.
No, I'm actually at my workplace, but please don't film me.
Well, there's no expectation of privacy in an open place like this, ma'am.
We are going to have to call the police.
Okay, for standing on the sidewalk?
Don't film me. Thank you.
Okay, but you approached us, you interrupted us.
I'm approaching you because you're filming my clients and our property.
No, we're not filming your clients. You're quite wrong about that. And what's your opinion of a biological man staying with biological females?
I'm just going to call the police.
Now, we just find the matter of Cody D'Entremont, a.k.a. Desiree Anderson, a.k.a. Trans Cat, because, by the way, he is allegedly currently identifying as a cat. I'm not making this up. I wish I were. We're looking for somebody called Cody D'Entremont. He evidently identifies as a trans cat right now. Have you seen this?
He's not been here, no.
Oh, but you have seen him, ma'am?
A long time ago, like months ago.
Okay, then. But we've been looking for him to get his side of the story, and I now have information as to why we have been unsuccessful in finding him. That's because he's been in custody, and that stems from 2 charges dating back to January 28th of this year, in which he was charged with assault causing bodily harm and assault choking. And those 2 matters are going to be heard on July 4th of this year. The 3 sexual assault charges, that's slated for 3 days in August of this year, August 20th, 21st, and 22nd. But can you imagine, here's a twist, there is a publication ban regarding all of these matters. Why? You know, it used to be publication bans were very rare when it came to the criminal justice system, and now judges are handing them out like candy at Halloween. And for the life of me, I don't know why this qualifies for a publication ban. Do you think it is the trans element? I mean, as you know, in recent months, in the US, there has been several mass shootings by transgender gunmen and gunwomen, as the case may be, and trying to get information, even in a nation with the First Amendment, has been downright impossible, such as the contents of the gunner's suicide note, the manifesto that's left behind. For the life of me, I think if that was just some de rigueur white guy wearing a MAGA cap that carried out a mass shooting, all of that information is on the front page the next day. So you have to ask the question, why? Why this suppression of information? Is it a matter of if you're transgender, you are not granted equal rights, but special rights? That's what it seems to me. Anyways, we're going to continue to follow this matter in the months ahead, folks, and we're going to report on as much as we can. In the meantime, I think the lack of disclosure regarding this odious individual is downright egregious and outrageous. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Folks, we tried to tell the other side of the story here at Rebel News, but you know what? We need your help. Unlike the mainstream media, we don't get a nickel's worth of government funding. So if you can, go to rebelfieldreports.com. That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation.